Happening now, the lawsuit filed by our rep in Albany against New York's quarantine and isolation powers. He's calling an overreach. And an update in the shooting at a high school in our region. Plus, a popular park in Jamestown has fell into disrepair. We hear from those in the community demanding action.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. A lot of local news coming up, but first let's get a check of our weather forecast. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter joining us today, and everybody's in love with you, Dakota, because of this beautiful weather.
Well, beautiful is in the eyes of the beholder because we don't have much sunshine out there for today, but temperatures have risen above average. Once again, you can see the cloud cover over the Warren Citibank Skycam, and the clouds are really going to stay in place through much of the afternoon hours. So the satellite and radar picture basically shows you nothing in terms of precipitation for now, but the clouds have really started to stream in. But we are going to see some limited precipitation later this afternoon and then into this evening. That'll be our better chance for some rain showers. 61 was the high yesterday. We started the day at 46, 81, and 15 are the records. So through the afternoon, just lots of clouds. A few scattered showers arrive late in the afternoon towards the evening hours, 59 to 67, and the breeze also comes up as well. Throughout the rest of this week, we are going to have some rain showers, but some warm air on the way. We'll talk about it with that Ultimate Satellite Solutions 7-day forecast later on in the show, Justin.
They say all good things must come to an end, Dakota. Thank you. A 41-year-old Mayville woman has been formally indicted in connection with a Jamestown vehicle stop where police allegedly recovered drugs and a loaded pistol. The Chautauqua County Sheriff's District Attorney's Office, announcing an 8-count indictment against Alicia Klinger on Tuesday. Klinger, who was first arrested in February following a late-night traffic stop in the area of Baker and Orr Streets. Jamestown police at the time allegedly found a quantity of methamphetamine and a loaded 9mm pistol that had their serial numbers removed on her person. Court proceedings are scheduled to get underway in Chautauqua County Court in Mayville. And a lawsuit was filed Tuesday in the state Supreme Court challenging the constitutionality of a New York State Department of Health regulation. As WNY News Now's Julia Gress reports, the regulation establishes isolation and quarantine procedures for those who are suspected of having a communicable disease. It was originally instituted as an emergency order during the pandemic and is due to expire on April 22nd. However, the Health Department's Planning Council is now pushing to renew that rule.
The whole idea that a public health official could quarantine someone, isolate them, move them to a detention center, essentially, with no due process, and with no evidence that this person is a public health threat.
State Senator George Borrello and other lawmakers are calling for an end to the expanded authority, citing the lack of separation of powers in state government. Borrello claims Hochul drew ideas from an assembly bill which had been proposed pre-pandemic to make a permanent alteration to state health laws.
The people of New York State wants to do, then bring it forward as a bill. Have it debated and discussed. Pass it. You be the one to tell the people that you report to, the people that elect you, that you voted to have someone quarantined without due process.
Fellow lawsuit plaintiff Assemblyman Mike Lawler says restoring legislative authority is the ultimate goal of the legal action.
We are fighting back against one-party rule. We are fighting back against an executive that has absolutely overreached.
Assemblyman Chris Tague, a co-petitioner, suggested that this regulation embodies the worst fears citizens have about the government.
The role of the legislature is to engage in spirited debates and deeply scrutinize proposals that have the ability to directly affect the lives of our residents, like this one does. But since this policy has been treated as a regulatory matter, we have not been afforded the opportunity.
Assemblywoman Jody Giglio delivered a petition to the Health Council to demand a public hearing with over 10,000 signatures supporting it. This representation, Bobby Ann Flower Cox, the attorney representing the petitioners, explained, has been lacking in the formation of this regulation.
We have 3 branches of government, and the people suffer when one of those branches oversteps its bounds and crosses over into lawmaking where they don't belong. The people of New York can't have their voices heard if an agency is passing a law. That's why we have representation in the legislature.
Julia Gress, WNY News Now.
A popular coffee shop in Jamestown is celebrating a big milestone tomorrow, 20 years in business. On April 7, 2002, Blake Tarana's family opened the area's first Tim Hortons coffee shop in Brooklyn Square. Since then, they have expanded to a total of 5 local stores. He felt the Canadian brand would excel locally. Not to this extent, though. Nationwide, the Tim Hortons brand boasts per capita presence of 1 store per 10,000 people. Here in Jamestown, Tarana's operation averages 1 store to about 4,000 residents. In celebration of the anniversary, the coffee shop is selling 20-cent hot coffee all day. Those with Tim Hortons rewards cards could enter to win a free coffee for a year. Tarana, who runs this business alongside his wife Erin, who they met at that very first shop, credits the community's support for their success, which is why he says it's so important to give back.
And so there's national programs that Tim Hortons does, with the soccer programs and the hockey programs. But, it's nice for us to give back locally right to the community, whether it be UPMC or to the zone at the ice rink, camp day, everything that we do, we try to keep local. We try to direct it around kids. So if we can help the youth in this in this area, that's what we're looking for.
Now, 2 decades later, the business continues to eye expansion by opening another location in Jamestown. Tarana could not go into great detail because he says the plans are still in the works, but hopes to get development underway later this year, so stay tuned. And plans for Jamestown's 74th annual Easter egg hunt were finalized this week. The springtime occurrence was given the thumbs up by the City Council's Public Safety Committee to take place on Saturday, April 16th from 9 to 1 at Allen Park. In the event of rain, officials say festivities would likely be moved indoors to the Allen Park ice rink. Now, last year, a smaller drive-through celebration took place, with the hunt called off in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This year, local leaders hope to return to some normalcy to provide a good time for local kids. As WNY News Now continues, an update in the shooting at an Erie, PA high school yesterday. We hear from parents next. And later, a popular Jamestown park has fell into disrepair. We're seeking answers about what's next for that spot. Stay with us. WNY News Now will be right back.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
Whoa, Free Comic Book Day is almost here.
There's comic books for all ages.
Stop on down to Stockwell Comics at 214 Fairmount Avenue in Jamestown and pick up some free comics. From superheroes to science fiction, there are tons of options.
100% free. Just show up on May 7th starting at 11 a.m.
Visit the Northwest Arena on Friday, June 24th, as we celebrate the end of school and say hello to summer. Learn about activities available to youth in the Jamestown area, plus end the night with fireworks at the Tarp Skunks game. Learn more online at ccsolutions716.com.
Welcome to Honest John's Pizzeria, where you are the most important customer.
Everything from freshly made subs to the best of pizza and wings, Honest John's has it all.
And don't forget the ice cream!
Order online today or check out our 2 great locations with buffets ready for every appetite.
Don't I have the best job in the world?
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Police have identified and charged a juvenile who is not in custody following Tuesday's shooting at Erie High School. Officers say a student fired multiple shots from a 9mm handgun, hitting another student twice in the leg. The two are believed to be relatives. The shooter took off and teachers scrambled to lock down the school as police from all over raced in. One student said he heard the shots, then a teacher yelling was the shooter, so that the student told our news partner, Erie News Now, he was so scared he jumped out of a window. The victim is said to be in stable condition, but that teenage shooting suspect still at large. Lisa Adams has more.
Every law enforcement agency in Erie County surrounded Erie High, many with weapons at the ready, as police and school officials began releasing students from lockdown room by room. Buses and anxious parents waiting on the outside to meet them. Two moms who had gone into the school office because of an assault that happened outside before school found themselves right in the middle of it when the shots were fired.
A panic. It was chaos. Kids were running. There was screaming. We just heard gunshots. So I grabbed as many kids as we could, and another parent was with me of my son's friends. Just grabbed as many kids as we could and went into the first store.
And we just heard quite a few gunshots. I'd say maybe 5, 6, and people just started running in every direction. We grabbed the kids that were near us and went for the first open door. Got locked in there. We, me and another mother, slammed whatever we could up against the doors, made all the kids get down that were in there with us, made everybody get quiet. We had a kid pass out on us. It was terrifying.
It all happened in what they call the 300s hallway, where life skills and autistic support classroom teachers say their students, some putting book bags in lockers at the time, saw way too much. Tony Howes is one mother very happy to be reunited with her son after hearing from him during lockdown.
It's very scary, and this is the first and last time that he'll be having to deal with something like this.
So you're not going to bring it back?
I'm not bringing mine back, no.
Lisa Adams, Erie News Now.
Lisa, thank you. As updates become available, we'll of course pass them along to you at WNYNewsNow.com and in our mobile app. Governor Kathy Hochul announced that $38 million has been awarded to support multiple priority projects across the Empire State. The most recent round of approved awards in the Economic Development Council initiative supports 47 shovel-ready projects. The projects within each region of the state are eligible for a share of $75 million in Excelsior job tax credits to help attract and grow businesses in the region. The application for traditional ESD grant funds remain open until 4 o'clock on Friday, April 15th. Applicants with strong shovel-ready projects that align with the state's and region economic development priorities can apply through the consolidated funding application. We have a link at our site, WNYNewsNow.com. Well, one of the 3 major roles of the Pennsylvania Lieutenant Governor is chairing the Board of Pardons. And Lieutenant Governor John Fritterman says the goal of the board is to give second chances to those who deserve it and free those who have been wrongfully convicted. The 3-year modernization project will be the first comprehensive update to the clemency process since the emergence of computers. The board says streamlining and automating the process will eliminate unnecessary letters, phone calls, and other means of communication that sometimes gets lost. Applicants will be able to check the status of their application, upload documents, and other important info using a computer, a smartphone, or other device. Ferdinand says making the process digital will make it more accessible to all.
This is a powerful process that deserves and should be more accessible to Pennsylvanians. It now doesn't cost anything to apply, and now we are going to be able to do it digitally shortly in this Commonwealth too.
Now, since taking office, Governor Wolf has pardoned over 1,900 individuals. Coming up, we hear from residents expressing concerns about a popular Jamestown area park that has fallen into disrepair. But first, when we come back, a full look at our weather forecast, so stay with us.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Brought to you by the Chautauqua Safety Village and the Jamestown Fire Department.
Celebrate the end of school and say hello to summer with a day of fun activities for children in the Jamestown area, hosted by Collaborative Children's Solutions and the City of Jamestown. The first part of the day happens at Northwest Arena, where both kids and parents alike can learn about activities available to youth. Later in the evening, finish out the night at the Tarp Skunk baseball game, along with a fireworks show at Russell Dietrich Jr. Park. Stop on down on Friday, June 24th, as we celebrate the end of school and say hello to summer.
There's an old saying, there's no news in the newsroom. Well, it's true. The time I spend at the anchor desk is just part of my day. Most of our time is spent gathering stories in the community, stories that matter to you. We can't do it alone, and we need your help. When you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about, drop us a line on Facebook today, email our news desk, or call our newsroom at 488-7226 so we can bring those stories straight back to you.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense Weather.
Welcome back, everybody. Tonight is the night. It is Storm Spotter training brought to you by the National Weather Service in Buffalo. Comes up at 7 o'clock tonight. And if you have not registered, you still can go to weather.gov/BUF/Skywarn to register for your training session. And again, we highly recommend everybody become spotter trained because it's only spotters that see down at the ground, and we need more of them. So everybody can become trained from 1 to 100. Now, today is also April 6th. And today, NOAA in the National Weather Service is recognizing Safe Place Selfie Day. And this is something that NOAA came up with a couple of years ago to try to raise awareness about severe weather preparation. So do you know where your safe place is during severe weather? We know where ours is. Never mind this guy, but back behind here, this is the basement of our building, and this is where we go if we are in a tornado warning polygon. This is where we go here in the studio. We go to our to the basement here in our building, and I just wanted to cover this very quickly. So if you don't know where your safe place is, here's a couple of ideas for you. The best place is your basement, if you have one, because the basement provides you the best protection from flying debris and a ceiling or should the roof or ceiling of your home collapse, the basement will protect you. Now, not everybody has a basement. So if you don't have a basement, all you need is that small interior room. Again, we talk about it all the time when we are in tornado warning coverage. Small room, a hall, closet, bathroom, near the center. Put as many walls between you and the outside as you can and away from windows. And if you're in a mobile home, you need to find more substantial shelter. Again, mobile homes are great, but they are not safe during a tornado. We'll talk more about this on a special that we're going to do later on this afternoon, so watch for that up on our social channels and also on YouTube. Lots of clouds downtown right now, 54 degrees with a southeast wind. The wind gust is at 20, and the next thing we are watching is rain is going to be coming our way, but First Defense Doppler, nice and dry for now, but this is all the rain that's going to be coming on in. This is in association with a front that's going to move through, so let's time it out for you on the modeling. We're going to stay dry through much of the afternoon, but notice rain is going to come our way through the later afternoon towards the evening hours. Everybody's going to get a little bit of something. The rain is going to continue through the overnight hours. We may have a couple of rumbles of thunder in some of this as well. We are going to continue to see scattered rain showers through Thursday, and then by Friday we're going to continue to see more rain showers, but at least we are going to shake loose some of them by the time we go into the late later part of the week. So rainfall totals going all the way through Friday. We could pick up about an inch in some of the heavier rainfall spots, but again, it's not all going to come at once. So that's the good news. So the future is up on the screen, powered by Ultimate Satellite Solutions. So you can see the temperatures going down as we go through the weekend. Yeah, how about 40 on Sunday? That's well below average. I'm sorry, but hey, take a look at early next week. We start to bounce back up into the lower to mid 60s, Justin, with at least some sunshine.
All right, Dakota, I'll take that 65 and heck, 66 too. Thank you, sir. Well, former President Barack Obama joined President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris at the White House yesterday to promote Biden's newly signed executive order expanding coverage under the Affordable Care Act. Biden's new order directs federal agencies to do everything they can to help expand health care coverage and make it easier to enroll in what's often referred to as Obamacare. The Affordable Care Act was the landmark legislation pushed and signed during his first term of office.
But what the Affordable Care Act shows is that you are driven by the core idea that together we can improve the lives of this generation and the next. And if you're persistent, if you stay with it and are willing to work through the obstacles and the criticism and continually improve where you fall short, you can make America better.
Now, Biden also said if they ever get their way, insurance companies will once again be able to deny coverage for pre-existing conditions. The Affordable Care Act forbids them from doing so, and that's why Biden and Obama gathered to push against the Republicans yesterday. Well, the top U.S. military officer says the world is becoming more unstable and the potential for significant international conflict is increasing, not decreasing. Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark Milley, appeared before the House Armed Services Committee. General Milley told lawmakers there that while it was heartening to see the world rally around Ukraine, the threats from both Russia and China are significant. Several Republicans asked him whether the U.S. failed in its efforts to deter Russian President Vladimir Putin from attacking. Milley responded that he did not think Putin could have been deterred unless U.S. forces had deployed to Ukraine, and he would have advised against that scenario if it had been proposed. Well, more dangerous weather is likely to hit the South again today. Amy Kiley reports that as some states are still recovering from Tuesday's deadly thunderstorms and tornadoes, they're getting ready once again.
Today is about picking up the pieces for survivors of deadly storms and tornadoes in the South. But the dangerous weather isn't over yet. This video is from near Savannah, Georgia, where this tornado and severe thunderstorms turned deadly. 3 hours inland is more destruction. 100 miles east of Dallas, this is what's left of a trailer park in the city of White House.
We ran straight to the bathroom.
As soon as I got to the kitchen, the tree came through the house about 6 inches from me.
It raised the trailer up a couple of feet and blocked us in. We had to have the fire department come cut things out so we can get out.
The National Weather Service says this destruction is from a downburst of winds up to 100 miles an hour. Local officials say a 71-year-old man is dead after a tree fell on his mobile home here.
Great guy. He was a cowboy, and anytime he needed help, he'd help. He was the best neighbor you could ask for. We'll miss him.
Closer to Dallas, 4 people are lucky to be alive after this flash flood. South Carolina lawmakers took cover during a tornado warning Tuesday. 70 miles south in Allendale, people are coping with this damage. Today, most of the country could see high winds, rain, or even snow. Forecasters warn of more dangerous weather in the south. The same week as the Masters tournament, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, and the Carolinas will likely be at the center of the storm. I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
I'm a survivor.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
How prepared is your family if a hurricane shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a blizzard? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza. Yes!
Make a plan today.
Visit the Northwest Arena on Friday, June 24th, as we celebrate the end of school and say hello to summer. Learn about activities available to youth in the Jamestown area, plus end the night with fireworks at the Tarp Skunks game. Learn more online at ccsolutions716.com.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
A popular Jamestown area park has fallen into disrepair, and now residents are calling on the park's owner, SUNY JCC, to take action to spruce up the site. Our Bronson Rasmussen reports.
From muddy trails to slick cliff edges to very dangerous bridges made out of sticks to structures that have fallen into disrepair, these are just some of the problems that this park faces, and the community has highlighted even more. Residents like Annette Carlson and her husband Richard voiced their concerns with the lack of maintenance and repair at Jamestown Community College, which operates College Park, known to the locals as the 100-acre lot, located on Curtis Street Extension.
There's nothing being done. As you can see, the roof is falling apart on the pavilion. The bridge needs some maintenance. The lighting is not well. It's not well lit in the parking lot. The parking lot needs some updating, some minor repairs and maintenance. The restrooms are not in functioning order.
Not only does it make the park look bad, but she says it's a huge safety risk to those who brave the trails.
A person like myself who is handicapped, who loves to go for nature walks with their family, could easily fall in.
The Carlsons shared a few solutions to help the troubled park, like rolling out a work-study program to incentivize students to help with the upkeep.
I'm wondering if there's a little bit of funding that could be put towards some repairs.
In the end, they just want the area to return to its former glory.
Look at it. Look at the Moonbrook Creek running through here. And look at the pavilion they have built here, where you can come with your family and have a picnic. And look at how private it is, and all the birds that come here, and the old growth trees, and just everything about it is a gem.
Bronson Rasmussen, WNY News Now.
Bronson, thank you. Now, Dakota, we reached out to SUNY JCC for comment last week. We referred to Dr. Kirk Young, the Vice President of Student Affairs, who initially declined an on-camera interview. Before running our report today, we followed up with his office and haven't heard back yet. But nevertheless, those concerns are real, and I think she points out a really good aspect of it, where you have that park, albeit it was at one point an excellent place. I mean, I remember from my childhood, but now looking at Bronson's report, yeah, there's some major problems and safety problems to boot, too.
100-acre lot is, I think one of the most historical places that, I think a lot of people remember, especially from your childhood. Because, I think a lot of us when we were younger used to go to 100-acre lot with our friends and, do this or do that. And
we'd have squirt gun fights there and birthday parties in that pavilion. I mean,
I had my graduation party there.
Yeah.
Party. But, and I mean, it's great. Right. So, I do think we need to preserve it and do some work on it to try to, kind of preserve it, for future generations, because, it's a great spot. So.
Yeah, it really is. So we'll let you know if we hear any more from JCC and if there's any progress there. Well, we thank you for joining us for WNY News Now today. That's going to do it for us. Of course, news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com. And in our free mobile app, if you haven't downloaded that already, go ahead and do so. Just search WNY News Now in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. We'll leave you with this look over Chautauqua Lake. Have a great day. See you back here tomorrow.